into the national grid. If you give some states the free hand, this matter would have been over since.
Okay. We know that states that have money, the Rivers and the Lagos of this country, might not complain. But those who their allocation finishes before might not exactly find this transition very easy. We'll take a break now. After that, we'll talk about how some states might struggle, where others might thrive. Please stay with us.
Welcome back to Hard Facts.
This is Hard Facts.
Welcome back to Hard Facts 92.3 Nigeria Info. Sam Chinedu here. The federal government has said that we are on our own. They didn't use those words, but they said that Nigeria's electricity crisis can no longer be solved from Abuja alone. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, stated that under the Electricity Act of 2023, the 36 states of Nigeria must assume full responsibility for the entire supply chain, generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity rather than relying solely on the federal government. Mr. Ken Osuji, who is an energy consultant, joins me in the studio, and he believes it is easier than we think. As a matter of fact, just one thing is required: the political will. I'm looking at the intricacies, the infrastructure, the process. He says all that is required is political will. And I still have to take him on his position that nuclear energy should be used to generate power. We'll get there. Welcome once again, Mr. Osuji.
Thank you, Sam.
Before the break, I was speaking to states that might not be financially capable to embark on this project.
I disagree on that aspect. There is no state that is incapable of embarking on its own power project.
Let me rephrase that: might struggle where others might thrive.
Nothing good comes easy, Sam. Nothing good comes easy. If we are that easy, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride.
Indeed.
Good. So every state that wishes to be independent of the federal government in terms of power issues should do the needful. Now, I've said it here before. No state should put 1 naira into anything outside one-off infrastructural development in power. What do I mean by one-off infrastructural development in power? You want to run a power line from here, from point A to point B. That's a project. It has a beginning, it has an end. You do it, Opari. Okay? But in terms of the day-to-day, like I said, it has to do with generation, transmission, distribution. Now, even if you build a power station, even if a state government decides to build a power station, it should not get involved in running it. The public sector is not a very good allocator of resources. You know, they should just do that thing. Bring in. I'll give you a typical example. Why did Ajokuda and the rest of them not really work out well? The closest we came to making something work well was Alscon, Aluminium Smelting Company of Nigeria, that is located at Ikora Basin. But again, politics came in and messed up everything because it's a public sector. The billions of naira and dollars that we sunk into Alscon, if it had been a private sector, do you think it would be like that? No. Okay, decide to sell off the refineries today in Nigeria, the government-owned refineries, and let the private sector people like Dangote take it over. What do you think will happen? They will suddenly become viable. Before we came back online, I was asking you which of the airports in Lagos again. You said MM2. That is being privately managed, right? That airport is paying tax to the government, and so on and so forth. Just name it. This is your radio station. If it were government owned, do you think light for don't go? Did
you have to go there?
So I say that if I'm the governor of a state, I will not. All I'll do is create an enabling environment. These things, the investment will come, and of course, do the basic, infrastructure to make yourself happy, so people can see that you're working. Because as a politician, you want to show that you're working. Okay, run the power lines, but you don't say if you run the power line finish and there is no power flowing on it, people will use it for drying of their clothes.
Oh my goodness!
Yes. Somebody that builds a story building or 2-story building that his hand can reach the power line that's passing in front of his house will hang his clothes there to dry if he sees that there is no connection to the grid. Oh yes, rather than go down to go and hang his clothes, he will put it on a hanger and hang it there. So the state governments do not need to. That's what I'm saying. They don't need to scratch their heads. They don't need to struggle. Just create an enabling environment. The investment will come. The Dangotes of this country, the different people that have the capacity will come. Like I said, let the government try to sell the refineries and see what will happen.
Okay. Now, is this an appealing investment. The investment that has happened with the existing power structure has left a lot of people in pain. We hear this one is owing this one. Would investors be quick to also put their money in this same power sector? Now, in this case, of course, it's with states. But people can see how the power sector has been managed at the national level. Some people have clearly said that these are financial decisions that are currently regretted by the companies that chose to invest. So how viable, how attractive will this be to the average investor that knows Nigeria's history and culture when it comes to business?
You see, Sam, if Dangote had been looking at what has been going on with the oil sector, the refineries in Nigeria, and he wouldn't have done what he did. He wouldn't have invested. He had to take the risk of borrowing money.
Yeah, which he has paid.
Even if it's from the central bank. I think that was a good decision they made to give him. Why not? And it was such a viable thing that he sourced money from his other investments and businesses to pay off that loan. Because the more he stays, the more he yields interest. I said it here from the beginning. The power sector is the commanding height of any economy. It is that without which nothing else happens. You can replace electricity, you can replace gas today or any other form of energy with electricity. It is ubiquitous. It can go anywhere. It is found everywhere. It can do anything. It is so attractive. It's a crime that we are still grappling with it. Investors all over the world are looking for how to invest in power. But like I said, they are watching your body language.
True.
They want to see whether you have the political will to sustain what it requires to allow them to come into operate. And that means infrastructural things need to be put in place. Security and all such things that is the exclusive preserve of the government to do. When they were laying the power lines from Obricom to Port Harcourt under Dr. Peter Odeje's government, okay? Do you know that the government had to provide security using military personnel and all for the Italians who were laying those high pylons that took the power from Obricom to wherever it went to? Yes. Is the company supposed to do it? But things degenerated so much that it got to a point where Setraco, that was constructing the East-West Road, had to be hiring their own military people to protect them. And they added that to the cost of the project. So the government does not need to put one, and I keep saying it. The people that are ready to do it are ready to bring in their money to do it. It's such an attractive area. Dangote has done it. If he didn't look at anybody, why can't other people do it?
Okay. Enugu, that has been hailed the champion of this initiative, the Prime Minister literally mentioned them. They are the case study. How are they faring?
You see, Enugu's case is, I don't know how to say it, but you see that thing we are saying, if you I'm sure you've read the book The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli. In that book, The Prince, it said in one of the chapters, it says that when a man sets out to make a change, he will have for his enemies those who are benefiting from the system he wants to change. And he will have for his friends those who hope to benefit from the system he wants to put in place. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The people that will support you are the ones that hope to benefit from what you want to put in place, what you want to change, the change you want to bring in.
Yeah.
The enemies that will fight you are the people who are benefiting from the system you want to what?
Whose lives
change.
you're about to disrupt.
Yes. I have said it before and I'll say it again. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, the biggest enemy of the Nigerian Railway Corporation are the road transporters, those who operate on the road, who don't want the rail to work. And again, it's also the fault of the government, because the government needs to bring them in, show them how they can benefit from the rail system. So Enugu state government came up one day and said that from their calculations, they've seen that this Ban A tariff of 209 naira 50 kobo, all things taken into consideration. In fact, they even said that the cost of the power, then I think was less than 100 naira. So you find out that 90 something naira. So from that 90 something naira to 160 was all gains and
bad as a bad.
Bad as a bad, as in a maximum. Let's take it there.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, because you now have offshoots of power of EEDC. Enugu State government has licensed a number of sub-distributors for different areas.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, but the EEDC remains the main distributor. All of a sudden, power they go to those areas again that were controlled by those Enugu State government licensed
the subsidiaries.
Yeah. Power was it was in the news. They started complaining that they were not getting power to supply. Frustration came in because of the imperfection of the system. If those people could get straight from the transmission, you see some of those things we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, if an investor wants to come in with his dollars and what not to invest, and he sees what is going on, that is why you have to take it from the first principle by making sure that you control what generation. Okay, transmission is there, even though that the facilities need to be upgraded seriously, because its current capacity is low. I have to tell you, because there is a law that empowers you as this radio station now can actually take power straight from the transmission company. I hope you know. Yes, it's called the eligibility clause. It was very prominent during that Fashola time when he was the power minister. The eligibility clause allows you to take power from the transmission company, bypass the distribution company, all conditions, ceteris paribus, mind you.
So how will your billing be reconciled?
The same way that the power is flowing from the distribution company to you,
the
is the same way. But mind you,
yeah,
your consumption must be at a particular level.
Okay,
you must cross a particular threshold.
Okay,
so you must be using quite an enormous amount of power. So instead of you bothering with you go straight. It's called eligibility clause. Quote me. It's there.
Okay.
Yes, they will bill you. The meter that is billing you now is still the same meter that will bill you as the power arrives here.
All right.
But you must be sure that you're not owing the distribution company before you run. Make you not carry their money, take off. That's why I said ceteris paribus.
Many more questions for Mr. Osuji, but I'd like the next to come from you. My question for you is, would you trust your state government with power than you trust the federal government? That's a very simple question. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06416. We're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Please turn off your radio as you call. Would you trust your state government with power generation than the federal government? Simple questions, begging even simpler answers. And this one says, yes, I trust my state governor. He can do better in fixing the power problem in River State, maybe in partnership with a private investor. Already, River State has an existing power project. What the state government should do is just expand on it to cover the entire state. Ibibi, a fine man, Iyo says. And Daniel calls from Imugate. Hello, Daniel. Good evening.
Good evening, Samarako.
Good evening.
Daniel Imugate in Mozako.
Go ahead.
I think the federal government, they have to render a big apology to former governor of River State, Mr. Peter Odele, for what they did. But to answer your question, yes, I will trust my state than what is happening in our national grid today. Because from here in Swako, we have all that it takes gas, to even the one they are taking to Aba. If they have the power to control the power, I think for 8 years now that we will have it, or else we might to Omaya and ask why. So I will trust my state more out of national grid. Thank you very much.
Hold on. You say you march to Umuahia and do what?
The protest it is out there. Of taking gas from my home here in Oswald. I will protest in Umuahia. Where I'm not having life for more than 8 years.
Nothing concern the state government. Okay. Thank you, Daniel. Okay. Ezekiel from Ubimini. Hello, Ezekiel. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. SOC.
Good evening.
And greet to your guest.
Thank you.
Mr. SOC, I think the state government is preferable than the federal government to take charge of power supply because they are the close organ of government before the LGA government, which is the closest. So if you ask me, if the state government can use the pressure in which they are using to stage their campaign duties or operations by using the same means in knowing the rural areas, the communities, the nooks and crannies that has no light in the various communities, I believe every community will have power supply. Just as Ubumini has no substantial power installation, as I have been saying. Thank you very much. Ezekiel Ojono.
All right. Thank you, Ezekiel. Nathaniel calls from Bonnie. Nathaniel, you obviously don't have power problems.
Obviously. I think nobody in Nigeria would say has no power problem. Even in the state of power. And in Abuja, they equally have the same problem.
I thought Bonnie Island has solved that problem.
Yes, but not the entire place. The town center has no problem. The adjoining communities, those ones who can always cross some of these creeks and rivers, they have power problems.
Okay.
I mean the villages.
All right, go ahead.
The problem, yes, I just want to confirm, ask something from you. Can you help us become the commissioner for power in River State?
Hold on. Can my guest help you become the commissioner?
Commissioner for power in River State.
Nathaniel, do you know how a person becomes commissioner?
Yes, we will suggest to the governor if he can have him become the next commissioner for power in River State.
Okay, I'm glad you know that the governor reserves the right to appoint.
Yes,
so suggest to the governor, please. Since I know him personally, some of the largest might get to me. So
it's all right. The fact is that we really need someone that has the the knowledge about something to be appointed in there. And you know that if someone like this is appointed as commissioner for power, I think that would be very, very possible for us to get power. It's been a huge problem in River State. If you ask me, I think I would trust River State government to give us power than federal government.
Okay.
But since I was born till now, we have not trusted federal government in issue of power. That's always been failure all the time. National grid has always been failing us. But I believe with this new act now, I believe with the potential we have in the government, he has the power to do it, and he has. Bishop has almost everything he said. We have the gas. We have almost everything he said. The time of food during his term, I think he almost did something like that. Like he said along the way, possibly because of corruption and some other powers, some other things that came in. But this time around, I think with the emphasis led in power, I know the governor can do it. And in a few years' time, I know he can do something like this.
Thank you, Nathaniel.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Osuji, you were hoping to become governor of Imo. Meanwhile, a commissioner position was waiting for you here. Okay, we have a few questions here on WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you, Sam. My take on this, the state to establish electricity for themselves. I welcome the idea of the Minister of Power. The idea to me is splendid. If this takes real position, I feel the citizenry will not experience epileptic supply. My honest take, Ipalibo Taylor Harry says. And this message reads, where are the River State gas turbines? Where is the Clinotel company that allegedly bought the River State Transamadi power turbines? Vin, do you have... Vin is the one who has a question. So, Suji, do you have any of the answers to any of those questions?
Well, the issue of state, would you trust your state government in the issue of power supply? Again, I'm going to say what I said before. Power is business, big business at that. And it's not something that should be in the purview of the public sector. That's why we're not having it good. It should be a purely private sector thing. Now, about trusting your state government. Who is the state government? The state government is as good as the state governor.
True.
Now, is the state governor willing? Does he have the political will to invest in power the way Tinubu did then, the way Peter Odili did then, and so on and so forth? We've been saying this. Let me give you a typical example. Today, Abia State, Aba is basking in power.
Yeah.
I visited Aba Area the other day precisely. And one shoemaker, not a cobbler now, a shoemaker in a shop producing goods, was complaining that he was required to pay 5,000 naira every month as electricity bill.
Complaining?
Yes. Yes, I kid you not.
What is his problem?
He was complaining that he was paying too much for electricity. I asked him, how much are you paying? He said he was paying 5,000 naira every month. Now, I got to that shop.
That's 60,000 a year.
Yes. I went to Aba to buy quite a number of things. I went by train, by the way.
What was he paying before? No, I'm not trying to interrupt. Is something wrong with that human being?
He didn't even have it before. Before, if you had gotten there before, there was no power. They were using generators. Then they had this central area where they keep generators, and he was probably paying, or maybe he was even, some of them would dodge and all those things. Just like what you have at that reason, they have this central power point where they generate power and distribute to everybody. Yes.
Sorry, continue your story. I just
was... So like I said, you see, we keep saying Aba is...
No, you said you got there by train.
I
will not let you lose that train of thought. You got there by train. That was what I interrupted.
Yes. I wanted to go to Aba and I was afraid of the road. Somebody told me, go by rail now. I said, great. He said, yes. And I went to Fruit Market and I boarded the train. And they said 1,500 for the first class coach. I paid 1,500. When the thing came from my one, I entered the thing. And I almost regretted that I didn't carry a sweater because cold almost killed me. The train was so cold. So if you want to go to Aba, go by rail. You will enjoy it. But back to what we're saying. Aba today has virtually uninterrupted power supply.
Yeah.
I got to a shop. I was there. I spent 2 or 3 hours there. He didn't blink. And they said it's been like that. Well, that was where the guy was complaining that was paying 2,500 naira a month.
Something's wrong with that guy, Sha.
Yeah.
But did you see the video? And there was a sense of pride that hit me where the Abia State governor was making a speech somewhere. I feel like that was not in his state. And there was a power problem. It just went off and came on. And everybody was... And when he came back, he said, we have solved this problem in our bank. My goodness. Listen, that flex, let me not lie. Yes. I felt proud for a minute, right? Yes. And the fact that it could be substantiated, there are lots of people to prove it.
Yes, I'm telling you now. I'm telling you. And now, you know the interesting thing?
Tell me.
The interesting thing is that OT didn't do it. OT didn't do it. It started before OT came.
About 10, 20 years before.
Before OT came.
Yeah.
It was Batin Naji who went on to establish that power state. Independent, I keep saying it. It's not a public sector thing, it's a private sector thing. It's business.
Nobody finished it.
Batin Naji was struggling to finish it. Are you getting me? The same thing he wanted to do when he was Minister of Power. He wanted to build that station for Aso Rock. He was frustrated out. He now went to Aba and built it. He was struggling to finish it because of no money. OT came in and made it possible.
Well, now he takes the credits because he finished what was started before him. We are out of time. Mr. Osuji, we know that the state government will not hop on this as quickly as possible for very obvious reasons. But what kind of regulations and oversight will the federal government still need to provide? Because there has to be some level of that. Very quickly.
The that law, that podium that everything that is happening successfully everywhere is happening. Are you getting me?
Yeah.
But now is a matter of, do we have a governor that has the mind of Oti? The kind of mind Oti has. He has the mind of the one in Enugu, and so on and so forth. That has the mind of, what's his name? Dr. Dili. And so on and so forth. Those who have really, really said, we can do this, and they are doing it. It's all in the mindset, the political will, like I said, and it will be done. There is nothing else that you need to have other than that will. The enabling legislative instruments are there.
Just implement.
The investors are there. Everything is there. Just a matter of make we do them. But I want to make one final point at this.
Very quickly.
Let those who are ruling us be able to look beyond the profit they're making from the oil and gas. Because I want to tell you one thing, just drop this. Do you know what will happen to the oil and gas sector and the humongous profits being made by the players there if power becomes stable?
Okay. Well, hopefully we get to find out in this lifetime. Thank you, Mr. Osoji, for making the time.
Thank you, dear.
It's always wonderful when we do this. And once I take this break, you give me the name of that person that was complaining about 5K in Aba. That guy needs Koboko.
I'm telling you.
All right. The news update comes up at the top of the hour. After that, we talk. Stay with us.